Are we ready? Gabriela, you ready? We're ready. Awesome. Are we good? Yeah, we need to share it on Facebook. Awesome. Anybody have anything to share? So when you were in prison, did you learn something? All right, guys, let's get started. I want to thank you guys for coming here. Let's just get right into this as I read our opening few words. Welcome to the Choose to Change mentoring program, where you will always be inspired, challenged, and equipped for change, success, and fulfillment in life. My name is Orlando, and I am a proud member of the Choose to Change mentoring program. This is where you're sitting at. This is what you're watching, the Choose to Change mentoring program. So, who are we and why are we here? The Choose to Change mentoring program is the Choose to Change Foundation. The membership is completely free, but we do encourage donations from our members and anyone who believes in what we do. Are we live on Facebook? My mic went off. Can you hear me? Awesome. Everything good? Okay. Our mission, we are on a mission to restore families by inspiring, challenging, and equipping men. By inspiring, challenging, and equipping men. Tonight I'm going to challenge you to become better fathers, husbands, and leaders in our community. We are often asked, is this program only for men? And the answer to that question is no. This program is for anyone who's interested in changing their life, become a better person, become a better father, become a better leader, become a better mother. We're all about moving forward in life to being more productive people. So welcome to the Choose to Change mentoring. Again, my name's Orlando. So I am the founder of this Choose to Change mentoring program. And I started this mentoring program about 9 years ago, to help people change their lives. I want to welcome you if you're watching us online, on YouTube, wherever you may be watching us. Welcome. Thank you for being here. Today, I want to talk about an interesting subject. I thought I had a marker here. I think we are in the Choose to Change mentoring program or class. So today, what I want to talk about today is my favorite subject, or one of them. Is that spelled correctly? Choices. In fact, you know what I'll do? I'm going to put it over here. Choices. Seems like a very simple topic. You all think so? Pretty simple. I wanted to talk about choices. I ran across a teaching I had been putting together, and I thought I'd bring it to you to challenge you and see where you are today in life, in your choices. There's a book that I recommend a lot. It's called The Compound Effect. In this book, he talks a lot about choices. He talks a lot about the choices you make plays a major impact in your life. And let me just read you chapter 2 from his book. Listen to what he says. The name of this chapter is called Choices. And he says, we all come into this world the same, naked, scared, and ignorant. He says, after that grand entrance into the world, the life we end up with is simply an accumulation of all the choices we make. Did you get that? After we're born, then the rest of our life ends up being simply an accumulation of all the choices we make on a daily basis. He says, our choices can be our best friend or our worst enemy. They can deliver us to our goals, or they can send us orbiting into galaxy far, far away, like prison. Y'all get that? That's how he starts that chapter on choices. And today I wanted to just share a couple of things with you about choices. Isn't this what this is all about? Choose to change. Isn't that what life is all about? Well, in case you didn't know that, that's what life is all about. Choices, choices, choices. Has anybody heard that before? Right? I heard that when I was in high school, I think. And then I heard that by the judge. And then I heard that in prison. And then I heard that when I started reading and educating myself. And I finally accepted and grasped this idea that your choices will either make you or break you. They will either take you to success or take you to failure, period. And if you can just grasp that and start learning to make better, not only physical choices, but mental choices, then you'll be able to start living a better life. So let's talk about this. I want to talk about 3 basic kinds of men. Last week I talked about men, and I challenged men in this place. I challenged men to everywhere I go to rise up and become what we're supposed to be, fathers, husbands, and leaders. And today I want to talk about 3 types of men. Let me give them to you. Number 1, men who make things happen. There's 3 basic types of men. Men who make things happen. Men who just watch things happen, right? All they see is they see everything happening. They're spectators. And then there's men who don't care what happens. They couldn't give up if they were paid. And I want to talk about those 2 groups of men tonight. I wanted to remind you, once again, men, that life is really all about choices. It really, really is. Your choices in life, the choices you make on a daily basis are literally, listen closely, literally stepping stones to either your success or your failure. To become a better man or to become a worse man. To become a better father or to becoming a bad father. To becoming a good leader, to becoming a bad leader. It's your choices that will step by step take you there. So what have you decided? So what you have to decide tonight is, what group of men do you want to be a part of? Do you want to be a part of the men that make things happen? Do you want to be a part of the group that just watches things happen? Or do you want to be a part of the group that don't care what happens? Because each one of those groups and their choices has consequences. You're with me? So what part? I want to read some scripture to you tonight, because from the very beginning in the Bible, whether you look at it through a spiritual perspective, or you look at it from a physical perspective, or you look at it from a, intellectual perspective, either way, choices are choices. And in the Bible, there's a place where God is challenging, Moses is challenging the people. Moses is challenging the people of God. Moses is challenging people. And this is what we do as preachers. This is what we do as speakers. We challenge you and present something to you and say, look, here's my opinion, and here's what I see, and here's what I think. Make a choice. Take your own opinion and go about your way, or take what I tell you and use it. It's a choice. Preachers, when you go to church, you're supposed to listen to what they have to say. They're giving you an option. And here in Deuteronomy 30, Moses is giving people an option. And it's not like you don't know what to do. Chavarria, did you know it was wrong to sell drugs? But you did it anyway, right? Did you know it was wrong to cheat and lie? And we did it anyway, right? See, it's not like we don't know what to do and what's right and wrong. We have a general idea, right? Okay, and you choose to do wrong. You choose. And here's what the scripture is talking about. Real simple stuff. So let me read it to you. And Deuteronomy 30, I'm going to start at verse 11. Listen to what he's talking about. He's talking about these rules and these commandments and these things that we're supposed to do that people hate. They don't want to be told what you're supposed to do. We're like teenagers. We don't like, even though we know our parents are right, even though we know it's the truth, but we don't want to do it because we're stubborn, hard-headed. And here's what it's saying. Listen closely. In verse 11, it starts, and I'm going to read it all just to get an idea of what he's talking about. He's just talking about doing the right thing, and that you have a choice to make, and that they both have consequences, good or bad. He says, for the commandment which I commanded you today, he says, is not too mysterious for you. In other words, you know what's right and wrong. He says, nor is it far off. It's not like you didn't know this. He says, it is not in heaven. It's not that you can't say, who will go get it for me from heaven? You know how we make excuses? Oh man, that's too hard. That's too, and that's what he's saying. It's not that hard. It's not way over there that you can't get it. You can get it. You know what I'm talking about. He says, nor is it too beyond the sea where you say, who will go over to the sea and get it for us? Have you ever heard people make the craziest excuses? That's what he's talking about. Who will go over to the sea for us and bring it to us? But the word is near you. It's in your mouth. It's in your heart. You know what to do. That's what he's saying. And then he goes on to say, you see, I have set before you today life and good, death and evil. That I command you today to love God, to walk in his ways, to keep his commandments, his statutes, his judgments. Why? That you may live, so that things can go right for you. It's just the law of karma, the law of sowing and reaping. And then it says, and the Lord your God will bless you if you do what's right. But if your heart turns away, in other words, those of you that don't believe in the Bible, if you don't do what's right, it's not, so that you do not hear, and you draw away, and you go do other things. You go worship other gods. You go serve your own self. He says, I announce to you today that you will perish. Has anybody ever told you, don't go that route? Don't go that route. I'm telling you, if you go that route, you're going to regret it. Anybody ever tell you that? They told me. Don't spend that money. Don't get in debt. I wouldn't do that. Y ahí vamos, tercos. And that's what he says. If you go that route, you're going to perish. Te va a ir mal. He says, you shall not prolong your days in your land, and you will not cross over to the Jordan. Te va a ir mal. And then here's the scripture I wanted to share with you as I talk to you about choices. He says, I call heaven and earth as a witness before you today that I have set before you death and life, blessing and cursing. Therefore, choose life. And then he says, what for? That both you and your family may live. And that's what making good choices is all about. So that you and your family can live, can make a better future for yourself. So you can become a better man, so that you can become a better husband, so that you can become a better leader, so that you can become a better person. Does that make sense? So from the beginning of time, the Bible teaches us that there's just choices that we have to make. It doesn't matter that you don't like to make choices. You're going to make choices. It's not about if, it's when. So I've been preaching about this and teaching this for years. That changing your life is a choice. That having success is a choice. That achieving success is a choice. That overcoming the obstacles in your life is a choice. I think people get tired of hearing me. It's a choice. It's a choice that we all make. And that we all will make. And we make them on a daily basis. In other words, we can choose to be successful. We can choose to overcome. We can choose to achieve. Did you know that? That it was a choice? Did you know that, Joe? I didn't. I didn't know. Pero ya sí sabes. See, so, here we go. If this is true, that what I'm telling you is true, now let's test it, yeah? Maybe I'm just trying to trick you. If this is true, that life is about choices, we have a choice to make, then why isn't more people happy and successful? Why isn't there more people who make better choices? Why? Why are there so many knuckleheads? Why are there so many failing marriages? Why are there so many failing people? Why? If it's a choice that we can make. Glad you asked. I have an answer for it. We don't know exactly. Well, let me read it, please. Then, why is it that, okay, here's a couple of reasons. Number one, we don't know exactly what choosing success looks like. In other words, it's easy for me to say, right? Success is a choice. You got to choose it. Well, what does it look like? What does that mean? I mean, like, what does it really look like? What do you mean choose success? Choose achievement. Choose. Well, let me give you a couple of examples. Choosing to achieve or overcome something is when something is wrong and you know it's wrong and you don't do it. That's choosing success. Did y'all get that? It's when, real simple, when there's something wrong, you know it's wrong, and you choose not to do it simply because it's wrong. That's what success looks like. Let me give you another example. When you have an opportunity to lie and cheat, but you don't. That's what success looks like. Or should I say, that's what choosing success looks like. If you want a successful marriage, right? And you know you're not supposed to commit adultery. And there's an opportunity. Success tells you you don't do it, right? That's what success looks like. You choose success. Y'all got that? Let me give you another example. Another reason why people, or what success looks like. Or another, what was that was an example with, or why more people are not successful. One, they don't know what it looks like to choose. I just gave you a couple of examples. And the second thing is, we must learn to, the things we must do, learn, or give up is more than we want to pay. Did you get that? In other words, you know what success looks like and what you're supposed to do. You know what it takes to overcome or achieve this certain goal in life, this certain idea of living, this certain lifestyle. You know that's what you want, but the price you have to pay is too high. The things you have to give up, you don't want to give up. The things that you're going to have to learn and develop in yourself, you don't want to do. That's two reasons why more people are not successful. One, they don't know what it looks like to choose success. And two, it's too much of a price to pay. I worked all day, got up at 6:30. I think it's at 6:30. And I was in my office at work, doing work. All day doing work, came to the office, and I've been in my office till 6 right now, before I came here. That's 12 hours. And I'm still here. Why? Because I choose success. And then I force myself to go sit on the sofa and talk to my wife for a minute. Literally a minute. But I do other things to learn to do. Y'all get this? Y'all getting this? Let me give you another example. Losing weight. Rasachi. Wow. So people want to lose weight, but why don't they do it? Because we love to eat. Let me give you another. Healthier lifestyle. We want a healthier lifestyle. People would love a healthier lifestyle. But why? Because we're lazy. So it's just simple stuff. But you have to take it, embrace it, and deal with it. Yes?
So basically, the price is not really too high. It's that we choose not to pay that price.
Well, it's more than you want to pay.
Because why? Because I choose to be lazy.
That's correct. So and I'm gonna those are the and I'm gonna get to that. And well, I'm gonna give you examples of the choices you make. That's why I started with either choice you make, whether you eat a lot or you don't eat a lot. It's a choice, right? And you have to choose. That's the whole idea here. We're choosing. And you either choose to be lazy or choose to. And it's not easy. So I'm not saying it's easy, Chavarria. It's not easy. Life is just not easy. It's just not. And you're not going to be perfect. So don't. Financial. We lack focus. We lack goals. We lack motivation. So there's just things there's some things that we're not willing to learn, willing to let go of. But let me tell you, the number one thing I think that stops people from achieving more in life, having a better marriage, changing their lives. I gave you 3 examples. One, they don't know what choosing success means. Number two, the things that they have to do, learn, and give up is too high. But the number one thing, I think, thirdly, the number one thing I believe, and I've shared this for many, many years, I believe that stops people in their tracks. They don't change, not because they don't want to, but because they simply don't believe that it's a choice. I didn't know it was choice. If you would have told me 20 years ago, hey, you can be successful, you can be a speaker, you can be an evangelist, you can write a book, all you got to do is choose it. I mean, that didn't make no sense to me. What do you mean choose? Yeah, just choose to do it. I didn't understand that. What do you mean choose? Yes, here's how you choose. You choose, I'm going to change my life. How? I don't know. You don't have to know. You just have to choose. That makes sense? Don't worry about how you're going to do it, but choose to do it. And that's what I did in prison, Chavarria. I said, I'm going to change. How? I don't know yet. I'm going to figure it out. And that's the difference between success and failure. You have to believe that it is a choice. And that's what I want to talk about. I want to close with that. And I've shared many times that I didn't know that. I didn't know that it was a choice. I always thought that success and achievement and changing your life was only for the lucky. That's what I thought, Mark. I thought it was for the smart people. I thought it was for the educated and smart people. That's what I thought success and change and changing my life was all about. That's what I thought. I was too vato loco forever. You know what I mean? I didn't know that I could change, that I could choose. This is why I call this choose to change. There's a whole reason I do this. Because for me, it might seem like a simple concept, but it was a revelation to me. Wow, I can change. I'm so glad that I was wrong. That I thought that I couldn't change. That it wasn't a choice. I want to help men become better men. And this is what it's going to take. I want to help men achieve more. I want to help you achieve more, brother. I want to help you do more. I want to help you be more. That's why you're here. Why? Because I believe we desperately need help. I guess I'm looking at you like I was. I needed help. I needed somebody to tell me, teach me. And that's why I've dedicated my life to do what I do. So let's go over this. Let's talk about these three men that you can be. Let's look at these three types of men a little bit closer so you can identify where you want to be. Does anybody have any questions right now? Does anybody have any question watching online? Let me know, Dan. Remember the three men? People who make things happen, people who don't care what happens, and people who make things happen or watch things happen. So let's talk about the people. First of all, let's talk about the people who watch things happen. What kind of people are these? Well, let me give you a few idea. In this kind of group of people, the group of people that just watch things happen, here you'll find people. This is the contentment group. They're content. They're okay where they're at. In this group, you'll find, this is both rich nor poor. They're not rich nor poor. They're just content. They're okay where they're at. Men who have settled for less. They can do more, but they've settled. They don't want to do more. They're not really bad people, right? They may actually be a good guy. They go to work. They provide for their family. They're willing to work hard. Usually, this kind of men are sports fanatics. These kind of men. They love sports. They wear the shirts. They know the scores. They know the teams. They barbecue on Sundays. They're just regular people. They just watch things happen. They're spectators. It's content. Not really fulfilled, but content. In this group of people, you may find a few people that drink a little too much, maybe do a little bit of drugs. They're content. They're okay. They can handle it. Now, this is not an exact science, right? But just to give you an idea of different groups. This is the group. Which group did I say this is? This is the ones that watch things happen. Is that correct? Watchers. Watchale. So just regular folks, you know. They can do more, but they're okay. Problems with the house, you know, the wife's always mad at him, but they're okay. Those are the group that just watch things happen. Let's talk about the group that don't care what happened. There's a group that don't care. There's a group that has a chip on their shoulder. I don't give a. This is where most people here in this group, where you find most drug addicts and alcoholics, drug dealers and gang members. In this group right here, they don't give a. They fall into this group. These are the people who are angry. They're mad. They're mad with God. They're mad with their family. They're mad at life. That's why they act the way they act. They're hurt. These are hurt people. They feel like life is unfair. The system is unfair. Fatherless people in this group had a hard time, had a hard life. They feel like life has dealt them a bad hand. This is this group that don't care what happens. These are the people who have a chip on their shoulders. They have this I don't give up attitude. They don't mind cheating and lying and stealing, pornography. They're hooked on everything they can. They suffer from low self-esteem. They don't care what happens in life. They don't care. They kind of just go with the flow. They're very selfish, self-centered. It's all about them. These kind of men make decisions based solely on what's good for them and what makes them happy. They really don't care or are concerned on how their decisions affects their family or their relationships. They burn bridges as long as they get what they want. This is the group of men that just don't give a. They don't care. And this is a dangerous, harmful, destructive group to be a part of. So many people, and the reason, and by the way, this is a big group of people. It's not the vast majority. The vast majority are here. But I don't know. I think the bigger ones are here. They watch things happen. I think this is the bigger majority, just off at the top of my head. What do y'all think? And then you have this smaller majority, or minority. No, majority. So y'all got that? This is a content group. And what can we call this group? The angry group. Angry. I think it's right. And what's the third group we can talk about? Makers and shakers. Make things happen. And this is the group that I'm challenging you to embrace. This is a group that says, if it is to be, it's up to me. In this group of men is where you find men who are optimists. Who knows what an optimist is? Who knows what optimism means? Optimist. Do you know what it means? Frank, do you know? It's always someone that sees the bright side of things. Someone that sees the positive things in life. Someone that sees the positive things in a bad situation. Someone that's able to see beyond their circumstances. Someone that's able to see beyond their bad circumstances. Someone that's be able to see beyond what they're going through right now and know that there's going to be a better future if they make the right choices. That's an optimist. Someone that sees, that's not a complainer. They're a motivator. They help you. They encourage you. That's an optimist. What is a pessimist? It's the opposite. Someone that's always complaining. Life is unfair. They always see that it's not their fault. It's their fault. It's the preacher's fault. It's the parole's fault. It's my mom's fault. It's my sister's fault. It's your fault. That's an pessimist. It's always blaming. It's never their fault. It's always someone else's fault. It's never good enough. Yes, sir. They always have reasons why it can't be done. That reminds me of Jim Rome. He said, these kind of people come up at you and say, I have 5 reasons why it don't work. I have 5 reasons why it won't work. He's so dumb he don't realize that all he needs is one. I have 5 reasons why it won't work. That's how they think. They've decided to make listen to this one. They've decided to make their mistakes in life or their bad situation into a reason. Okay, I'm talking about the people who make things happen. They're optimistic. And this group is where you find people who are optimists. They have faith in God. They have faith in themselves. They have faith. They believe. This is why I called it the group believing in the impossible. This is why I always share that, believing in the impossible. Because in order for you to achieve, in order for you to change, in order for you to be a better man, a better person, a better wife, a better leader, you have to believe beyond your circumstances now. In this group, this is where these people, you have made a decision to make your bad situation a reason to succeed instead of an excuse for failure. You have made your bad situation a reason to succeed, a reason to change, instead of making excuse for your failures or why your life sucks. You've decided that it's a choice. In other words, you've decided or have chose to believe that it is possible to become a better man. It is possible to become a better father. It is possible to become a better son. It is possible to become a better leader. That it is possible to be a better friend, a better brother, a better person. That it is possible and that it is a choice to strive for a better future. To live a victorious life and not a life of victimhood. In this group of men is where you find the spirit of Joshua and Caleb. Anybody heard of Joshua and Caleb? Has anybody heard of Joshua and Caleb? In the Bible, got 2 people, 3, 4. How close was this story? But I want to ask you where you're at. What group have you chosen to associate yourself with? The group I'm encouraging you and challenging you to become is to become the makers, the way makers. Make things happen for your life. Join the club of Joshua and Caleb. If you read the Bible, there's a story in the Bible where the children of Israel were promised to go to the promised land. God told them that they were going to give them the promised land. And Moses chose 12 people, 12 spies, to go spy out the land, to go see what it looked like, to go see if it was possible, to go see if it was true that there was great things over there, beautiful cities, beautiful, go see if it was real, the promised land, right? It's like me telling you, man, I'm telling you, here's what we're going to have. We're going to have this, we can do this, we can do that. It's going to be better. You're going to have a great life. So they send these 12 spies out. And along with those 12 spies was Joshua and Caleb. They were out there for 40 days. I don't remember how long. But when they came back, 10 of them said they couldn't do it. It was too hard. It was too big. It was too huge. It's too cold. It's too hot. It's just, there's giants in the land. It can't do it. But Joshua and Caleb told them, be quiet. Shut up. Yes, we can. We can overcome. We can do it. We can make it. We can break through. We can become better. We can do it. They had the can-do attitude, right? This is what people who make things happen have. They have this can-do attitude. Can-do attitude, people aggressively pursue solutions in the process to uncover creative solutions others never can find. You go search for them. Can-do people take the bull by its horns. And you take the bull and you say, man, I'm going to get you. I'm going to, bam, you bring them down. People, they're fearless. They're can-do people. They go straight to the source of their solution. Their very effort commands attention as they wrestle these problems in their lives to the ground. They don't wait. The can-do attitude people, they abstain from complaining. They recognize it's not good for their minds. Can-do people put on other people's shoes. In other words, they think at least about the other people that are being affected with their decisions. Can-do people have compassion or passion for what they do, what they believe in. They're willing to go the extra mile. The can-do kind of people walk a second mile. Go do 1 mile. You go do 2. The can-do kind of people quit. What would they say? Quit whining and start doing. The can-do kind of people follow through to the end. And the can-do kind of people expect a return as a result of their commitment. And there's nothing wrong with that. If you make an all-out commitment with a can-do attitude, expect a return. Things will get better. I promise. Do you believe that, Chavaria? Me too. Choices. Everybody has to make them. So do we have anything? Anybody want to share something? You have questions? Comments? Can-do attitude. It's a choice. I'll write that, right? Choices. It's a choice. Oh, that's right? That's correct? It's a choice.
There was something I read while I was locked up. It said, watch your choices because they become your habits. Your habits are your character.
That's right. You stick around long enough, you'll see that's what I teach. Because that's how it works. In fact, in this book, guess what the next chapter is about? I said choices, habits. So let me share with you something real quick. Everything I'm sharing with you is not new. In fact, it's old. There's nothing new under the sun that matters. There's nothing new under the sun that really makes a difference in terms of changing your life, having success. It's really basic principles that if you learn them, you can change, you can grow, you can have, you can do more. And the reason you can have more is because you can become more. That's why, chavali. People who watch things happen, people who don't care what happens, and people who make things happen. I hope you choose wisely. Is that all we got? We're good? Then that's all I have. Thank you for coming. Thank you for watching online. God bless you. We'll see you next week. You have to do something. I understand. So thank you.